Mary Orvis Marbury calls this fly a black may. It's not a may fly. It is a black fly in the two-wing Diptera category. I'm tying it on a number 18. Maybe it could go smaller for this little fly pattern. It is a dry fly. It does have a gold tag, so I'm using some bicolor tinsel, tying it into the back above the barb, and then as I flip it, it will wrap in gold. I am tying this fly off of the illustration that Charles Orvis did for Mary's book, Favorite Flies and Their Histories, which she published in 1892. I'm only going to catch in on top of the tinsel because I'm going to cut that off and wrap down over it for the body, just using black thread for the body of this fly. I can do that. Can I do that? Can I call a fly since it is an imitation of a fly? I'll just even out the body. I'm using this dark dun cape for the black feather, and I'm using these smaller, finer feathers from the neck for both the hackle and the wing. So I have taken one of those. It's about the right size, I think, for this hook. Maybe a little big, but I think it'll work. I've trimmed the end of that so that I have those tie-in barbs. Keep tension on my thread. And tie that. I'm tying it in with the shiny side out. Hopefully that way when I wrap it, those barbs will bend towards the hook bend according to the illustration. Now normally for a dry fly you might want to have those feather hackle barbs pointing towards the eye of the hook, in which case you would do what I call a reverse palmer, but this one I want the eyes to bend back towards the hook bend because that's the way they are in the illustration. Although with this kind of dry fly hackle, they don't really bend back at all. They just kind of stand straight up, which is okay. I'll wrap back up over that stem if I can. Don't want to build too much head yet. And then I'm going to clip out that hackle. Try to keep the eye clean. Then I have two of these real small neck feathers. I have those laid back to back, and then I will just lay them in on top. Tie them in by that center of that feather, and then I have the wings sticking out kind of at an angle towards the back. I can pick up on those stems and wrap up over the top of them. And then find those stems and clip them out. That one's decided to intermingle itself with the wings. There we have it. And I think I've got enough wrapped on the front of that hook for the head. I'll just put my whip finish. For the head cement, I have diluted goop. I just stick a needle in my bottle and let the drop work its way down the needle. Put that on the head and that'll soak itself in. I'll leave a recipe for the diluted goop in the description. So what Mary Orvis Marbury calls a black May, a simple two-winged black fly imitation, from her book Favorite Flies and Their Histories, as is illustrated by her father, Charles Orvis.